duck that grows. We might have a plant that grows. But they all need different things to enable them to grow. So it might be that they need nutrition. So they need that energy to enable them to grow. They need to respire. So they need to use the air that they take in to form a chemical reaction that produces that energy to grow. They have to be sensitive to their surroundings and adapt to the habitat that they're in. And they need water, oxygen or carbon dioxide, and they might need nutrients from the soil. So, Annabelle's going to talk to you a little bit about how cacti have adapted in order to survive on Earth.
So, cacti have adapted as they live in a very harsh and warm desert. They've adapted to in the middle of the plant, there's a barrel that stores water. They soak up this water, they store it in the barrel, and when they need it, during a dry period, when there is absolutely no rain for months on end in a desert, then they can use it to make their food so they don't die.
Good. So, they've adapted for their conditions. Nala, can you tell us a little bit about how this beautiful owl has adapted?
This owl has adapted to its environment as it has evolved over time to camouflage with its habitat. This links closely to the work yeastics have been doing on peppered moths and how they have adapted over time.
So, we've talked a little bit about adaptation and the conditions on Earth. But now I'm going to hand over to Annabelle firstly, and she's going to use her amazing knowledge of planets to take you a little bit further away from Earth.
So, our planet Earth is here, and we are going to move from Earth a little jump to Mars, a little jump in space, that is, not on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got some facts about Mars that will help you with your task later. So, even though Mars is our neighbouring planet, which means it's next door to us, its climate is very, very different. Generally, the conditions there are extremely harsh and cold. It gets very cold at night, on an average down to minus 60 degrees. The lowest recorded temperature on Mars is 128 degrees Celsius, which, if you compare this with the lowest recorded temperature on Earth, being minus 88 degrees Celsius, recorded in Antarctica, which is also cold, you can see what I mean about it being very harsh and cold on Mars. However, Mars can also get hot in the day, which is like around 20 degrees Celsius, which is like a hot summer's day on Earth. Mars' atmosphere was destroyed by a sunstorm, so the rays of sun hitting the planet can't lose heat through the atmosphere. But it stores carbon in its ice caps. But scientists have not figured out why, and this is peculiar because no other planet in the solar system or other planets that we know of do this. This image isn't of astronauts on Mars. They haven't got there yet. These are actually scientists that have tried to recreate the environment of Mars on the Arizona desert, USA. So far, they've found out that the wasteland is very dry and arid and is made up of mainly just rocks and dust. As I said, Mars has no...
It's not going to work. I'll go and... You keep going.
As I said, Mars has no atmosphere. Our atmosphere is made up of oxygen and nitrogen. But Mars has only carbon dioxide, as shown in this image. Mars has only carbon dioxide on the planet, but also some nitrogen, argon, but no oxygen. Bear in mind for the task that Mars is mostly carbon. Human animals that we recognise on Earth today need oxygen to breathe, but our plants can live on carbon alone. This process is called photosynthesis.
Scientists have already sent rovers to explore Mars to see if there are any signs of life. Also notice how the terrain is, which you'll need to remember soon. So using all of Annabelle's facts, you are going to create a creature that can live and survive on Mars. This is my creature to inspire you. It has a long tugged tongue to dig into the ground to absorb water. It has scales to flex and let the air in when it's day. It absorbs carbon dioxide through its skin. It has sharp claws to grip on the rough terrain and can climb. Its head and arms and feet can go into the shell to protect it. It lives underground for safety, and it has good hearing through its ear holes to hear if any predators are coming.
Okay. Thank you, girls. As you can see, our STEM ambassadors are so knowledgeable and passionate about our subject, and we hope with the information that we've given you now that we're going to set you a bit of a task. So, what we would like you to do in the next 20 minutes is, using all the amazing facts that Annabelle and Nala have given you, is to design your very own creature that would live and survive on Mars. So some things to think about. What features would help your creature cope with the temperature of Mars? How's your creature going to move around the landscape? And what will your Martian creature eat? How will it survive and grow on the planet Mars? So be as creative as you can. Use whatever you can lay your hands on in your house. And when you've made your creature, we would love to see them in school. So do bring them in over the next few days. We're going to stay on the Teams chat now and hopefully interact with you if we can find you. And you can share or ask Annabelle and Nala any questions about what they've talked about or anything you're interested in to do with STEM. So you can put your hand up and we will try and answer questions. You can put them in the chat, but we'll stay here, and what we really want to see is those amazing Martian creatures that you can create. So be creative, have a go, and we can't wait to see them.
Into school.
Because we'd love to see how you've been getting on.
Bye.